Hello guys, welcome back to the video and welcome to a uh, not an unboxing but a pickup video if you like. Over the past sort of a week or so, couple of weeks, I've been picking up a few bits from a few sales and stuff like that. A lot of these are from the HMV sale. They've had a sale. I'm not sure if it's still on, but they had a 50% sale. So if you put up, I got these all online. I did go to the store, and you might have seen in my Bradford pickup video, I picked up a few bits there quite cheap for like £3.99, £3.50. Now, these films will show up online. I mean, on their site as the full price, but then you put a code in at the checkout, deal 50, I believe it was, and it cut them down to half price. So a lot of these films were like £9.99, got for a fiver. Some were £7.99, got for £3.50. So I got some quite good deals, and I sort of went through mostly the horror ones because I've picked up some other films in my pickup videos you may have seen of some non-horror films, but I did pick up some horror films in this batch. And what else? And there is a new film in here, and I think one more film that I've been after for a while. So I won't mess around too much. So I'll kick off. First of all, I've got a DVD, and it was 50p from HMV, and it's called Wired Shut. Never heard of it, never seen it or anything. It was there for, I think, 99p, and it was half price. I got it for 50p. So, okay, well, I'll have 50p's worth of whatever this is. It's on 101 Films, so I thought, well, it can't be surely that bad. But it looks like a sort of slasher film, so that was 99p. Now, I picked up a let's have a look. I picked up a couple of BFI releases in the sale because I love my BFI releases. They're really cool, and they had a couple of British horror films in their sort of in their dual format sort of editions that they do. I picked them up. I've been looking at them for a while, but I finally picked them up. One of them is by Saxon Logan, and it's called Sleepwalker. Now, I believe this one sort of plays out a little bit like a giallo. So we've got a British giallo film, if you like. So I've again, it's not a film I've seen. It's just reviews that I've watched, and all these reviews give it sort of like a good review, saying if you love giallo films, this is going to be sort of right up your street. Although it's not a giallo, it plays out like one. So I thought, okay, cool. And it was like I got it for, I don't know, £3.99, something like that. So Sleepwalker on the BFI label, a double disc. So it's got a CD and a Blu-ray, and it's got a booklet in there. I can see that there's a booklet inside. So that's cool. So I picked that one up. This next one wasn't in the sale, but it's one I've been after for a while. It's a sort of a British satanic horror film, and it's called Satan's Slave. I believe this is about a young girl that gets caught up with this couple, and they turn out to be Satanists, and they're using this girl for sort of bait or to be used within their satanic ceremony. So it's directed by Norman J. Warren. It is quite an old film. Let me have a little look. Now, these indicator films don't tend to give you a synopsis on the back, but it might give me a year. It stars Michael Gough, as you may know from Hammer's Dracula film, Martin Potter, Cadence Glendin, Barbara Kellerman, and it was made in 1976. Yeah, it's Catherine's birthday. You're invited to her torture party. So Satan's Slave I bought, so that's cool. That wasn't in the sale. This next one was. This is another one of those indicator films that I was telling you about. there was no, not indicator, BFI films that I wanted, another British horror. This one is directed by Jose Larraz, and it stars Angela Pleasance, Peter Vaughan, and Lorna Helborn, and it's called Symptoms. Again, another sort of blind bias. There's Angela Pleasance. She's Donald Pleasance's daughter. We saw a film with her in not so long ago. I think I reviewed on my channel when she starred with her dad in it. So I've got two of her films now. This is again the dual one with loads of special features. It's got a Blu-ray, DVD, and a booklet. Let's see what it says on the back. Okay, a young woman, Lorna Helborn, is invited to stay in a remote country mansion belonging to her girlfriend, Angela Pleasance, but the peaceful retreat is interrupted by a menacing presence of a local gamekeeper, and events soon take a disturbing turn. The sophisticated modern gothic horror film was the official British Palme d'Or entry in the 1974 Cannes Film Festival, but it slipped into obscurity soon after. Long considered lost, the original negatives were rediscovered by the BFI in 2014, and they have now remastered it into a 2K edition for its world premiere on physical format. So Symptoms, it's good to have that. Looks pretty cool. Don't forget, I will be reviewing quite a few of these on my channels. Wide Shut, I probably not. I'm not sure. Next up in the sale, picked up for about £3.99, £3.50, is a sci-fi horror film, which again I've been looking at for ages, with Willard Parker, Virginia Field, and Dennis Price. It's called The Earth Dies Screaming. About these sort of Martian robots that come down and take over the sort of like peaceful, like English countryside. I believe it's English. Could be wrong. It could be American. Okay. Their target is humanity. Their mission, total annihilation. The world has just been desecrated by an unstoppable march of army killer robots, and millions of innocent souls have been wiped out. And non-stop destruction and defeat the death machines. People with the entire human race. Directed legendary Hammer director Terence Phillip, Horror Dracula, directed by this is directed by Harry Spalding, and Henry Cross, starring Willard Parker, Virginia Field, Dennis Price, and Thorley Walter. I'm sure this is an English film. Well, I'm not sure. I know it's an English film, but I mean like a British horror film. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've been looking at this for quite a while. It looks really eerie. Very similar to something like a Village of the Damned, that sort of thing. You know, it's a sci-fi kind of horror, black and white. But I think this is 19. Did I say it was again? This was made 1964. It's 1964, but it actually looks a bit older when I watched the trailers. It looks like a 50s sort of film. But just take that sticker off the front. Yeah, so I picked up that, The Earth Dies Screaming. Pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing that. Next up, I picked up a film with Timothy Spall, Juliet Stevenson, and Eddie Marsan. It's directed by Adrian Sherrygold, and it's called Pierpoint. Now, Pierpoint, he was an executioner, a hangman, if you like. And he sort of execute like 2 or 3. It's a true story. 200 or 300 people within his career, and it's a story of his sort of life. So I thought it's quite interesting. It tackles some sort of like some of the controversial sort of hangings that he did and things like this. Obviously, he was involved with the Hindenburg trials after World War II. He hung some of the war crime sort of German soldiers or officers that were put to death then. But this is the story of his life, played by Timothy Spall. So I'd say it's a true crime drama horror, if you like. So yeah, Pierrepoint. So we will look at that at some point on my channel. That'd be cool. Staying on the sort of true stories, I bought a documentary film by Peter Jackson. Been after this for a little while, and it's called They Shall Not Grow Old. This cost me about £2.50, and I've been after it for ages. And this is a documentary film about World War One, but Peter Jackson has taken it and he has colorized it into color. Let's have a look at this synopsis on the back. Absolutely everyone should see this film, it says. Visually staggering, intensely moving. Marking the centenary of the First World War, the international renowned director Peter Jackson, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Brain Dead, etc., uses the voices of veterans combined with original archive footage to bring to life the reality of the war of the front line for the whole new generation. Footage has been colorized and transformed with modern production techniques to present as never seen before in this detail. So that's really cool. This is also, I think it's also being produced by the BFI again. But yeah, what a wonderful, wonderful program this is going to be. And I will be watching this, and I probably will bring this to my channel. Next up is a new release. Only 2 more to go. A new release. This isn't in the sale. I just bought it because I wanted it, and it's been on my... I've been interested in it since it came out last year. It's a horror film from last year. I believe it's Spanish, and it's called The Coffee Table. This is the second sight release. I won't go too much into it because, again, I will bring it to my channel. But all I know is about this couple that have just had a baby, and they buy this coffee table for their flat. Now, it looks like this coffee table could be cursed, I'm not sure, but then things start to go wrong, and dreadfully wrong. I know I've been told it's quite a bleak, depressing film. It's going to be an extreme horror film, a European extreme horror film. French, Spanish and Italy are renowned for those sort of films, so it's going to be along those lines. But I did want it for my collection, and that's The Coffee Table. Last but not least is another film I bought in the sale for $3.99 on 101 Films, and it's called Caged Heat. Now, this is a woman in prison film from the exploitation years. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, thrown into the penal hell of Connerville, petty criminal Jacqueline, played by Erica Gavin from Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, which is a Russ Meyer film, I believe. I could be wrong. Must fight against the ruthless inmates. A cruel warden, played by Barbara Steele. Fantastic. She stars in Dark Shadows, and she also starred in loads of horror films. You know, so she's definitely a horror queen. And a depraved staff. Eventually, she forms an uneasy friendship with 2 hardened inmates. When these 3 unite, they find themselves on a sexy and violent adventure, seeking escape, money, and revenge. Also starring Roberta Collins from Death Race, Rainsborough Smith from Massacre at Central High, and written and directed by Jonathan Demme. Silence of the Lambs. He's the director of that. And this is a woman in prison film, Caged Heat. I don't have many of these, but I want to start trying to get a few of these because it's one of the sort of horror subgenres I've not really touched on. This probably was a video nasty. Most of the women in prison films were video nasties. Let's check out the year just to see, because it might not have fallen under it. Please, 101 Film, give me the year, and of course they don't. It's a 2K scan from the original camera negative. It's just got commentaries by the director, and it's got interviews with Leonard Maltin and theatre trailer, and it's also got a still gallery, and it's an 18 for sexual abuse. I might bring it to my channel, might not. I might just do a review without any clips because I don't want to offend anyone or anything like that. So there you go. So they are my pickups that I managed to get over the last sort of few weeks from the sales mostly. Obviously I've got Caged Heat. I've got the new film Coffee Table from Second Sight. I've got the 50p DVD Wired Shut. I picked up 2 films from the BFI range, Symptoms and Sleepwalker. Really cool. I picked up a film I've been after for a while, Satan's Slave on Indicator. Pier Point, True Story. Sci-fi adventure, The Earth Dies Screaming. And of course the documentary of They Shall Not Grow Old. Cool. So there were my pickups, guys. What do you think of those? Pretty cool, huh? I think it's a good pickup. I've got another pickup video coming shortly because I've ordered the new... there's going to be a Western pickup. That's all I'm going to say. There's been a few 4Ks released in the Western range, so I'll be receiving them and doing them. There is some new horror films coming out shortly. Keep an eye out for them on my channel. Some of them are sort of had theatrical releases that I didn't go to see, and some of them looks like they're straight to sort of like physical media. But keep your eyes out for them. And please check out other channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Movie Film, RS Design, Pizzawell. I am Ice Lord, Cat watches horror movies, Grumpy Andrews, Haunted House, and The Maniac. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.